Welcome to Macrocode. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. So today we're going to proceed with our documents management system. So we're going to proceed from where we left. So this is where we build real solution. And for those who are new to this channel and you haven't subscribed, just ensure you subscribe and stay tuned. So on this particular episode, so let me just launch our app, then we can go through where we left. So we're able to integrate our application with an admin template. So, and as you can see, this is our admin template that you were able to integrate with it. So we have our login page, and we also have our register page. This is our registration page, and this is our login page. So yesterday we tried to log in. So let me just go to our app. That is our database. That is where we have our ADMS. Then we have our usernames. So we just try to access our username. So we have the details here. So we just provide our username and password. So we tried this. So we tried to log in. Then we were not being logged in. But now we have our register account, so you can see we can try to ensure that our register account is also working. And to ensure that, so remember we had extended our application. So let's just go to our models. We had extended our application to include some details: the first name, middle name, last name, address, ethnicity, country, and created on. But now, if you go back to our form, register on, it doesn't have those details. So we can change these details just to reflect what we have. So let's just go to our registration page. So here on our registration page, we need to have, so I'll just copy some details. So we have, so this should be email address. Then I can copy this and I'll do here first name. We just want to ensure that we are able to register a user within our app. So then we have middle name. We have last name. Name. Then we also have country. We have country name. And we also have ethnicity. I'll just come here and we'll say this is ethnicity. So this is our ethnicity. But now, if you go back to our form, you realize that we need to have this. So I'll just go back here, and we need to add some things on our register.cs HTML. So remember, we have some fields here, like this one, email, password. So we need the same for our first name and last name and the rest. So here we'll just say required. Then you can say this is first name. I'll zoom in so that you're able to see. Then this one we can call it first name. Then you can also copy this and have, you can say middle name. This is also middle name. Then you can also have last name. So this is last name. So I'll say this is last name. Then we have ethnicity. I'll do the same thing. Say here ethnicity. And this is ethnicity. So then you can remove this. So I'll say the ethnicity. Then you also have country. I'll say this is we'll do here country. And this is you can call this country name. Now just check on our model. We ensure that we have captured everything. So we have first name, middle name, last name. Then we also have address. So we have address. So on the address, I'll just copy this here. and have our address. I'll just have address. So here I'll just proceed, and now if we go back to our app register, I'll just come here and say we now need to bind our values. So here you see this, I think we had not done a lot of binding here, so we can come back here and we can bind it here. So this is our email address, so I'll just paste this as well, and we can say this is let me just check, sorry, so we should check something like this. So we can say here this should be first, actually this should be username. I can call this user, not even username. I think we should not have I think we have email address, so we should not be having two fields here. So we should be having, so we can do this is ethnicity. So we say ethnicity, we'll be able to see that. We can also have our validation, we can add it here. So we'll call this ethnicity. Then this is ID, so you can say input ethnicity, and you can say here enter ethnicity. So once we have that, then we can do the same for the others. So I'll just do here for country name. Country, you can do the same. Now I'm having here country. Then I can, for the ID, I want it to be unique. So I'll just have here enter country. Then I'll also have my last name here. I'll say last name. Then I'll do this. Then I'll also have here last name. Then this is last name. Then the last name here, I can also do the same thing here. I can put this, then I can do here. So this will be middle name. I'll just put middle name. This is also middle name. I'll replace the ID, and I can say this is middle name. So the same case we can do with first name. I'll just do here first name. Then we can also have our validation here. So I can have my first name, then I can say this is input first name, and I can do here first name. So then we have our post, which is okay. So you can see here ethnicity, country, email address. I think we have another one. We missed something. Yeah, we need to have address. So we need to have, I'll put here address. So we'll just call it address. Then here we'll remove this. Then you can say here address. So this is address. This is also address. I can say input for address, and this is enter. I can say here enter address. So this is a label for, you can see here, it's you can replace this. This is input for this one. Then this one also is input for country. This is label, you say for country, it's okay. Last name, middle name, then we have first name. So that's fine. So we've been able to add all the fields here. But now we need to go back to our register page. And remember, we are assigning values here. So you can see here, before we create a user, if we go to this method here, it creates an instance of user. And now if we come back here, we just come here and say, so I can just come here and assign. I'll say here first ethnicity, Then I can assign it ethnicity. I can say input dot ethnicity. I can do something like this. So if we do this, we say here address, and do here we say. So I don't know if this is a create instance. So yeah, I think it will create. So let's just check. Instead of adding this, let's just see if we'll have our details created. Now let's relaunch our app and see. We should now be having all the forms that we need within our application. So if you're watching our video, just comment down below or tell us where you are watching us from, and we'll be happy to engage. So our app has launched. Then let's just go to our register page. So you can see now this is our login screen, and we need to check on our register page. So if we click register, then you'll see we have our form here. So our form now has you see first name, middle name, all this, but we have a lot of space here, so we can try to squeeze this. So let's just go to our register. Realize that this has been squeezed. So we have this form, and then we also have the image. So this image is taking a large part. So here I can say we can divide this into 4. We can do here 8. Let me interchange and see. So if we update that, you can see our image is now smaller here. So let's add this into 2 rows. I mean columns. I'll just come back here, and I can say for each of these, I'll do call MD 6. If I just do this, I change. So let me just change this. These 2, then we see how it looks like. If we update our app, you can see now we have our first name and middle name here. So you can change this to divide it. We can divide it into 2 equal parts. So you can say this is 6 and this is 6. Then we can replace all this now and make it equal. So if I just do this so that we don't have a long form, we can just replace all this. We'll be having our register page. We'll just this we can do 12. This is 12. That's fine. But for the others, we can retain it as it is. If I update, let's just see how it looks. You can see our screen now. We have sign up, and we have first name, last name, country, ethnicity, address, email address, input, and then confirm password. So it's scrolling. So I think we can try to remove some things here. Let's just check. If we come here and say I don't need this, let me just update. Yes, we can say sign up, or I can even remove the sign up label. Then I'll update. So this is our form now. You can see how our form now looks like. I'll just put in admin. Let's try to register an account. This is our account. Let me say here Kenya. This is Kalenjin. Then you say this is address. Then our email address, we can say admin. You can say super admin at gmail.com. Then our password, you can provide our password. So if we try to register, let's just go to our register page. If we hit this particular point here, we should be able to see our details. You can see we now have we have all the entries, as you can see, and all the entries are kind of valid. So we don't have any that is missing a value. So on this instance, so let's see this instance of ours. You can see this instance it has been created. We don't have you can see we don't have the last name. You have the ID. We have created on. Then there are some details that are not provided. So we just come here. We have so yeah, I think we have the values here. So you can see the input. But now, when you are creating a user here, so this is sending user store. So let's just proceed. Email. If we are creating a user here, what do we have? So you see we have the email. We don't have other things like middle name, last name. We only have the username. We don't have the full name. So we'll just stop it. Let's let it not create. Then we can proceed and do what we had started here. So it say ethnicity, address. Then we have first name. We can do this. Then we can assign middle name, last name. We can have our last name here. We can also have a middle name. We have our country. Let me zoom this. We have our country. We'll do here country. We'll also have our. So we also have our. We have our address. Then we also have ethnicity. We have that. What other thing do we have here? We have country, address, we have first name, last name, ethnicity, address, country. So what any other field do we have here? Country and address. I think those are the main ones. We have address, first name, last name, middle name, country, address, ethnicity, and I think we can also add. I think that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can do email. Email, then we say here email address. So for now, I'll just put in the email confirmed before we add the email sender. We'll just say here true. Then we should now, let's relaunch our app again. We should now be able to get the values and ensure it is saved. So if you're watching our video and you haven't subscribed, we notice 90% of you guys are watching our videos and you haven't subscribed. I'll just proceed and say this is admin. This is admin, this is admin. Say this is Kenya. Then here you can say engine, then that's address. Then you can say this is super admin. Then we say we provide the password. So if I click sign up, so we have all these values here. So we have all these values provided. If I just proceed, you can see now it's being assigned. And if you come to this particular user here, so you can see we have all the details that we had provided. So you can see we have the address, country, email confirm, we set it to true, first name, all this. Now, if we just proceed here, there we go. So I don't know if it succeeded. You can see it succeeded, which is true. So if we had the errors, it could have given us the errors here. You could see the errors, the number of errors, but you can see it's 0. So that means our application has created our user. And if we proceed, we have an issue with the implementation of that is the email sender. So if we go back to our database, you realize that we have our super admin here already created. So let's just disable the email sender for now. will be working on it. So let's just go here. So you can see here when it is succeeded, we are able to do this, and you can see here it is telling us to send an email. So you can comment this. Then it's doing that. Require account confirmation. We can do this. You can say you can say here, where is it? I think this is set when it's actually set on our program.cs. So let's try to register another account. So the good thing, we have our account created. So you can see we have our account here created. We can register another one. So you can say here admin, super admin. Then you can say Kenya. You can say Kalenjin. You can put in some other. Then you can say admin super at gmail.com. Then you can provide a password. And also provide a password. So if I just say sign up, we still have the values here. You can see here. If I just proceed, it will give me the values. So create account. It has created. So let's see the result. It is true. So that means it went through. Then it will come here and say login information. Try to create user ID. Then require account confirmation. You see it's true. So it will redirect us to this particular page. So this particular page, why is it redirecting us here? So if you go to our program.cs, there is something we set. Where is it? You see here on our application DB options. You see we say this. You need to require account confirmation. So that's why it's forcing us to do that. But no worries. So you can click here. Then you can see our account confirmation is set. Now, if we go back to the login page, we need now to do admin super at Gmail. Then if we provide the password, we should be able to sign in. So you can see we've been able to log in, and we have our account here. So we have our details already logged in, and we can access some of the data that we had keyed in. So you can see this is our account already here. We have the system roles, we have the codes, and we have the system codes. But now I want us to change this particular look. You can see here we are able to have this is a bit boring. So we said yesterday that we are going to change our app to have a different template. And for those who are following and you want a free template, based on yesterday's video, we said you can actually download admin LTE. Where is it? So you can say here admin LTE. So you can download this particular template. Then you can use it in your app. So you don't need to use the template that I'm using. It follows the same structure, and you can adopt the same thing. So what you can do is you just go to you can just go online, then you can download the same thing and you can use it. So this is the admin LTE template, and it's actually free. So what we need to do, so I have my template. So let me just open it. So this is my template that I want us to use. So this is how it looks like. So I want us to incorporate this into our project. So you can see this is a different sections that I was just working on. But now, before we go there, we need to make some things. So I'll go to our app. So if you go to views, then you go to layout. So this is where everything is available now. So you can see all these changes that you have here. So all this is where everything is. So I want us now to move and update our app to borrow everything from this particular layout. Now I'll copy my layout, and I'm going to paste it just at the bottom here. So I'll push that to the bottom. Then I can have my layout. I'll just try to close this, try to close that, and I have some stylings here that I can just remove them. But for now, let me just leave it. Then you can comment, you can update that later. But now remember, we had copied our styles, these particular styles that you see here, assets folder. Where is it? So this assets folder, we had copied our assets folder to our www root. You see it here, and we have it here. So we said if we check on our login page, we were able to reference it this way. So I want us to do the same. So let's just go to our layout. Let's go to the layout. Where is it? Then I can just replace it here. So I'll just copy this, and I can replace it all of this with and do this. So then I can just select the current document, and I can say replace. So it will replace except this one that I had added. So you can see now I have all that replaced. Now then that should be okay. But now there is one thing that we need to do. So if I just come here on our project, remember we have this at 2026. Then we have this thing here called render body. So this is very important. So if you go to our project, where do we have that render body? So that render body, you can see here, this is the side menu. I can collapse it. Then this is the main content. You see, this is the main page, and this is the div. So if I just close this, I close this, close this. This is the one that contains the main content that we see. So this is the, so here you can see the main content, and we have this. Now our content page should come, our render body should come there. Then we have these particular options that we've been having. For example, you see the users, roles, these ones, which were actually on the top navigation menu. So we should remove this, and I want us to have, we can just come back to our app, and you are going to call this, documents management system. I'll just remove this. Then anywhere we have a name, we should put that. I'll just come back here, scroll down. Then we have the side menu. The side menu, this is the sidebar here. This is where I want us to focus. So you can see here we have the dashboard. So that's dashboard is fine. But now, apart from dashboard, I want us to say here, let's say here documents. Then you can say active documents. I'll just have one. One page, just so that we move fast. I can remove these others. Let me just ensure that I'm not leaving anything behind. I can remove these ones, remove also these ones. This is what I was using in my other template in other work. So here I can remove also these ones. Then I can, I just want to remain with system security. You see these, we have audit trails, users, user roles, and permissions. Then you have system admin, we have system codes and system. We can have here system code details. System code, code details. So once we have that, then let me just confirm what we need on these other projects that we had. We don't need much, so I think we can just check on the title, how our title is. We can put in here. can say this is documents management system. Then if we scroll down, we need the render. We need this render scripts. So I'll just put it on my body. Then the others, I don't think we need them. What we need to do with this, we just minimize and clear. Then remember we have this here, this 2022 here. We need to be putting here date time, so that it doesn't, when we are not there, we should not be coding this. We say date time dot now, then we say dot year. So that will be taking the year. We say all rights reserved, and say here designed and developed by macro code. So that's what we need. So we can say here all rights reserved. We can have this here. Then we say this is design and develop my macro code. So you can see we have all that here. So there is one thing that we need to do. So if I launch this app, there is one thing that will happen, which is fun, and you need to take note of that. So if I launch the app, we should be able to see we should be able to log in to our application. You can see this is how it looks like. We are already logged in, but now, so this is how it looks. But now you see this welcome to documents management system. If it's not part of what we have. So this one, it's actually on index. And if you go to index, let's just go to home. I want to show you guys. So if you go to home, there's something called index. You see, it is coming from here. So it's not part of our template. So why is it coming from here? We need to ensure our template is reading from this particular page. So we will go to our template layout. Then you remember where we added the word render body. So we just go to, can say render body. So you see this render body here. So this render body, we should remove everything below it and take it to index page. Then anything on index page should be removed and replaced with what we have. So if I just do that and go back here again, you can see now we have our page, and you can say here dashboard. Dashboard. So this is our dashboard. So if we go to our layout, we don't have anything here. So this will be our content. So I'll just remove that. So if we update our app, you see our documents management system has gone. So, and here you can also do some styling. You can change some of the things at the top there. So then we have our system codes. So, but now we need to align some things here now. So this is how our page looks like. So if you go to our application, where we have all these details, we can now link this section. Where was it? Sidebar. You see this sidebar here? We can now link it to our page. So you can say here SP controller. Then we can give it the controller name. What is the controller name? This is the controller name. So let's stop this. I'll just come here, copy this and have it here, and remove the word controller. Then you can say SP action. SP this should be SP action. Then I'll say index. So the same case should happen here. Whenever you click that button, this is where you should be redirected. For the system code details, we just do the same. we are all going to index pages, and I think that's fine. Then for the roles, we'll need to do the same. I'll just come here. I'll copy this. I'll go to user roles, and I just you remember the controller that you are creating. This is where now things make sense. So I'll just come here and also add our action. Then here we can call these users. I'll call these users. So that's fine. So we just format our app. Let's relaunch and see. So you should be able to, when you click on that sections now, it should take us to the individual index pages. Sorry, I just close it. So it should take us to the individual index pages. So let's just proceed and see how it looks like. I'll just come here. If I go to my navigation side menu and I click system codes, so you can see how it has aligned. So it has aligned to our screen. So if we go to system codes, you see it has changed this to our system codes. If you go to security, then click users, we're able to see the list of users that it was actually outside our navigation menu. So here we have this, then we can go to system roles. You can see we have our system roles. So if we click on create new, even the create new section also appears within our screen. You can see everything looks within our screen. So now we have the forms within the templates that you can use and the styles. So you need to ensure that you also align. If you have the template, there are some form details that you need to ensure that you align with them so that you don't have your data looking weird. Now, for my case, I want us to go back to, on this, we can even use this roles form. So on this form, let's just go back to our, create form. So you can see this is how the form looks like. So I can borrow some styles that we have within my section. Let me just I want this form here to be in card. I can say here I want to put it inside a card, and also I want this style. So I want this to be here, and I can say this is 12. Then I can try to close this. So if I format it, I've added the card. So all these sections will be within a card. So then we have our input. So this is input. So if I just update this now, let's just see. So you see it has some changes. So we are now aligning this within a card. Then we have the create role button, which is down there. So let me just borrow some styles for my form. Then we should be good to go. So let me just borrow some styles. Then actually, before even we can even have some labeling here. So here we can say, we can have here H, can have here H6. Then you can say this is add new role. And here you can have a style. So you can say class. I'll just put in my class. So I'll just say this is MB. So you can, it depends on how you have your, so if I just update this, you can see it is now here, add new role. So you're able to see the label there. Then I want us to also have this button I just want us to do something. Can do here div. So we'll be using this across all our forms. So that's why we are trying to update. Then I'll have my form here. So I'll say here add role. Then these will be MD12, or you can even have this as 12. Then BTN primary, type is submit, and that's fine. If I update this, I try that. So you see my button, let's see. Then here, I can try to, let me just do here MD12. Then I can say here MD, can do here 5. So this should be top. If we do that and update our app, I want to create some spacing between the buttons and this particular form. So you can see it is, it looks now a bit okay. So if we just borrow what we have here, assuming we want to create a user, for example, users, and click create. So you see how this looks like? It's a bit jumbled up. So if we go to our user, where is our users? Then I can just, if I can just, where is it? If I just borrow this up to the create, I borrow this up to create, then I can close those tags. If I close, ensure all the tags are closed. Let's say add new user, system user. Then we can see here we have this. Then here we can have our button as well. We can borrow this button, this style. Then we can have it here, and we close this. Then we can say add user. If we format our app and we try to update, we realize some changes in our form. So you can see, you realize we have some changes in our form. So this is now how our user looks like. The same case to our system codes. If we click new, we can do the same thing. I'll just paste this. Go to system codes, on create. Then I'll just have this, add new system code. Then I can borrow some things here. I'll remove this. So you can have the back button later, so don't worry. So there we go. Then our save button, we create some spacing, and there we go. So we just update. You see, this is how it looks like. Looks better. So we can say add. This one also, I think you can just use the submit button here. Say add system code. We'll say add system code. So let's do the same for system code detail. Let's just go to system code detail, and I'll replace the same thing. So that is it. And I'll copy this. We have system code detail. Then here, I'll need to close the tags. So this is how it looks like. So we just update, go to system code details. You can see this is how it looks. And if we add, so you can see you can select, and all that option is okay. So we've been now able to link our app. So you can see this is the details. But now this looks weird. So we can also add our table. So let me just have our table styling also, so that we can also incorporate. So just want to ensure that we have everything in place, then we should be good to go. Now for our table, I want us to, if you go to our index pages, so let's just start with the system codes. On our index pages, this is how it looks like. So I want us to, instead of this, let me just check a style that we can use going forward. So yeah, I think I can just copy this up to the table row. That is, so we have this up to the table row, and we'll need a div to close that. So these are some of the styles. So it's a bootstrap, so you can actually copy it and you can use it. So then before even we have that, so I can have at the top here, I can have a card, then I can close, can do around 3 of them. Let's just confirm if we have all. So to confirm if you do this, all is closed, then you remove the remaining. So we have our table, and you can say this is system codes. Now you see we have this one, but also I want us to have our button. So where are we placing our button? We'll just have this, and here I want this to float right, so I'll say float end. Let's see how that will look like. If we update our app and go to system codes, so you see this is the button, but I want this to be the other side. So I'll just come here and say, is it okay to be here? Let me just check. I'm looking for a position for it. You can see it's actually here. Can I have it here? Let me just check. Update our app. So I think there it's not, but it's way above the grid. So this is our grid. I want it outside a bit, or you can have it on the at the top. Let's see. Yes, I think that's a bit better. If we update it, yes, that's a bit better. Now the challenge we have now here is we need to borrow some styles, which I think we don't have currently on our. Let me just check if we have the styles. I think we need to we can use the data table. So let me just confirm we have the data table styles. So if we go to layout, where is it? Shared layout. So we need to have some data table styles here. I don't know if we have it. We just paste it here. So this is what it is. I'll just have that. Then we have I think we have the bootstrap style, so that's fine. So the only one that is missing is that data table, and I can borrow also the style, the JavaScript bits. I'll just come down here, and I'll actually add it just after. Can add it here. Then I can. I don't know if we have these plugins. Yeah, assets plugins. So yeah, I think we have it. So if we go to our assets, then plugins, then you should see data table. You see we have it here. So that's fine. So we need to ensure that now our table is using that styles. So I'll just come here and I think I'll borrow. Let's just go to system codes. system codes. I think it's telling us to use for the, let me just confirm. It's telling us to use table ID. I'll just borrow this. Let me just borrow this. Let me have this. So we update it. So you can see this is you already have a data table. So you have a style. So you have and you can order it. So we'll also be looking how you can work with so I can remove actually this theme. Let's just go and remove it. I'll just go here. Then you have something called theme. You see switchboard. So I'll remove this. And if I do that and update our app, then that will get rid. So we now have our app. We have, so you can do the same thing for the tables. So let's just go to system codes. Then we can borrow this. I can borrow this. So let's just do that. Go to our system code details. I can paste it here. Then I can do a div. So if you're watching our video and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, like the video, and also comment down below. So I'll also copy this here. I think we can remove this. We don't need it. I'll copy this, then you can place it after system code details. So that is create, that's fine. So you can say add system code details. Then I'll close these divs. So if I just do that, then we are good. So after that, then I can do the same with other. I'll just copy everything now. Let's go to roles. I'll copy from here. I'll create new role, so that's fine. System roles. So that will be our system roles. Create, it's okay. Then we can have our div. If we do that, I think we didn't need this actually. We seem to have covered everything. So then we also need users. If we go to users, I'll paste it also from here. I'll say add new, then we say system users. So then I'll update this. So if we do that, I'll remove this here. So if we just update our application and go back, we realize now under system codes, we have this table. System code details, we have, so you can see here, and you click new, then you can add a new one. Then you also have system users. You can see how our users now looks like. It looks a bit neat. So you can filter. Then here we can say add new, and you can add a new system user. Then we also have user roles. Then you can add a new user role. So as you can see on our application, so we have one problem. So, and that one problem, I want us to address it. So currently you see, let me just, currently you see on our page, there's a guy here called John Doe. So I don't know where the guy come from, but he appears to be in most of the templates. But now I want us to check something. I want us to, whenever we are logged in, we should actually, so we have here some dark mode. I think we'll check why our dark mode is not displaying, the icons are not loading. I think there are some styles we are missing to import, but we'll do that, don't worry. So you see here, so if I refresh my app, so this is how it looks. So this guy here, we can actually change to ensure that it picks or pulls the value of the person who is logged in. So how do we do that? So we need to go to our layout, and then we need to update. We need to update the value of that person who is actually logged in. So one thing that we need to do is we need to go to our layout, find that guy. So the first thing is we need to come here, and if you check, you can say do. We'll need to find that guy. So where is he? So if you scroll down, you will come across someone called John Doe. So you'll say this is John. What is the name? So let's just confirm the name. John. This is the guy here. So we need to ensure that we are able to tell who is the person who is actually logged in. So the first thing that I want us to do is, if we check here, we come here and say and do @user. We do @user, then we say .identity. Then we do .name. So if you do that, and you can say this, that can be null. And if I remove this guy called John Doe, so we just close our app. So this one is saying here also it can be null. That's true. So we just launch our app. Let's see if we are able to see the person who is logged in. So you should be able to display the logged in user. So if we go back, you can see we have now our email address there. So we've been able to display our email address here. Now, if we go and we say here, what is it? We say username. Say user or name. Let's just have it as name. So we'll be able to update that later, so don't worry about it. But you can see we have now our user who is logged in. Now there is one thing I want us to do. So before we even work on any other thing, so I want us to create some few important things. So you see here we have users. And when we were creating our application, so if you come here and you say identity, there's something called .identifier. If we say here, we say here we have authentication. Let me just retain the ID here. So I want us, when we create a record, for example, under system codes, remember where we were doing add coding. If you check on our controller, we were add coding this guy here, which is a wrong thing to do. So we should actually pass the user ID of the person who is logged in. So, and how do we do that? So we need to, if we say here, let's just say user dot, so we say here claims dot, no, we say here identity. So here we say dot identity. So we need to specify the user who is logged in, and we need to pass the user, the identity user. So how do we pass these details here? So instead of hard coding this, I want us to find a way. For now, we are going, whenever everyone logs in and creates a record, then we should be able to tell who the person who created, and how they when they created the record. So you can see here we have the timestamp. But now, for every record that is created, we should be able to tell the logged in user and actually pass that user to the database, so that we know the person who created this particular record is this guy, and when the record was created, and in case there is an issue that happened, then we should be good to note it down. So the first thing that I want us to do, let's come here. Let's come to our project, and I want us to create I think we have a folder called services. So where we have our email sender, which is not implemented. But now I want us to create a profile. So let's just click a class. Then we say we're going to call that profile user profile service. So this will be user profile service. We just click on user profile service, then we'll have this class here. So on this class, I want us to have one thing. I want us to do public static, then we say string, then I want us to get user ID, and to get a user ID, we have to use something we call so we'll say this, we call claim principal, this one. So claim principal, then user, then we'll have, first before doing anything, we'll have to check if the user is authenticated. So if we say if user is authenticated, is not authenticated, we return null. Else, if the guy is authenticated, we need to get the details of that logged in guy. So, and how do we do that? So here we'll say claim principal is equals to the current user, then we assign the user that we have here. Then we say here, if current user is not equal to null, so what I want is, I want to return current user. So this is current user. I'll just say here current user, then dot, sorry, I just need here, I'll do here dot find first, then I can say here, here I can do something like, I can say claim types, then here I can say name identifier, then I say value. So if I do that, this is if the guy is not null, but else I can return null. I just want to get the user. The same case can happen. So this is public class. This should be a static class. Yeah? Then I can also use the same case to get the full name. I'll also get the username. Sorry. So this will be public. I can also get the username. Then I'll pass the claim principal. Check if the guy is authenticated. If it's not authenticated, I'm not getting the identifier, but I'm getting the name. So that's the name of the person. I can also get the email address of the logged in user. So anything related to the user, I can do it here. Email address. Then I can come here and say email. So next we'll be adding roles and doing that. So let's just leave it that. So if you go to our app now and try to So we should be able to see how we can get this. So if we go to our controllers, that is system codes controller. So instead of saying created by ID, I can just come here and say user, then dot, and say get user ID. You see this? Get user ID, and I do that. So let's try to add a system code, then we see. So if I just launch our app, we should find that easy. So if you are new to this channel and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, like the video, and comment down below. So in case you have any comments, consider commenting down there. And if you want to buy us coffee, you can also buy us coffee, which goes a long way in ensuring that we do more of this series. So let's just come to system codes. Then on system codes, I can come here and say add new. So we have some system codes that we should actually create now within our application, and some of them should be relevant to what we are doing currently. So for example, we can have the document status. So let's say here, I can say document, and say document status. So then you can say this is document status. So if I click add, I want us to put a breakpoint here. If I click add, so I want you guys to check. So here we'll have our timestamp, and that is the time. So don't worry about my time if you are on a different time zone. Then created by, so if I proceed, so I want you to check something. You see, I have been assigned this ID, and this is the person who is logged in. If I proceed, my system has been created, and you can see, remember previously we were add coding, so it was admin macro code, admin macro code. But now we have admin super admin, and this is the email that we are using. So if we go to our system codes details, it will be having a different ID. So you see, this is the ID that we've just seen, and that is okay. So everywhere we had coded now, we are going to change to use this. I'll just go to system roles. Had we added anything related to created by? I don't think so, but we'll add it. So system code details, you see we had coded this. So I'll just add this. Then you also have users. We don't have anything related to created by on users. We'll also add that. So I think for today, I'm going to leave it there. And in case you want to see more about our videos, subscribe, like the video, and also comment down below. That is it for today, and see you in our next episode.